Thanks for coming back, hanging out with Ramo Retrac. You know I'm gonna give it to you like you like it, like you need it, and like you got to have it every time, right on time. Like and subscribe. What's up, guys? Wanted to do a little quick. I guess I would call it an alert. Um, when I see things that line up, sometimes I can usually tell where it's going. And tonight, what we're going to be talking about is the United States as a society. Yeah. Um, let's go ahead and start out with the word society. Societies are built on schools, churches, businesses, and families. So I guess what I want to do is put those in order. Which ones do you think are most important? You got schools, businesses, churches, and families. Which one would be the most important one? I would say families, right? Yeah. I would say families will be the most important thing out of those four, right? And then probably second would be church, because we want those families to have what? A good moral backing. And then we've got schools, right? To make sure that we're educating and civilizing the children properly. And then we have businesses coming in fourth. All right. Now, I want to expand that premise. And I also want to talk about. I was listening to my church sermon today. They had a weekend service, so it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday instead of just Sunday and then Wednesday Bible study. And I watch both of them each week. They're good. And the guy was on there. He was talking about how his congregation had thinned out after COVID, and why people haven't come back to church is because of YouTube. Everybody, they're just kind of just watching the sermon now on YouTube. And it made me stop the video and make this video because it made me start to think. See, it's not just the convenience of YouTube that a person like me will watch church now online. And this is sad to say. And I'm gonna bring it all the way back to our four pillars of society. Okay. Um the reason why I wouldn't want to go to church now is because if I go to church, they're gonna be somebody that's talking some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about, I'm gonna want to hear the truth from that person. Like I listen to the same ministers every week, and they're really good. They tell the truth, and it's probably controversial in some ways to a lot of people that just haven't read the Bible properly. And I'm sitting here listening to the guy, and he's talking about how the congregation is thinned out and how it's because of YouTube. Well, it's also because church is dangerous now. Like, especially if you go hear a minister that's talking against certain things. Like, what if he's talking about saying that, like, being gay is wrong or something like that? You don't know who's gonna come up in there with a gun nowadays. Let's not even pretend that church is safe. And it's not about, well, it's probably not gonna happen to me or to you, right? Well, the more real the minister is, right, the higher the chance is that you're gonna run into a nutcase that wants to shoot up the place. And I don't want 1% chance. I don't want to be sitting in church thinking about. You shouldn't even think about that. And it's already too late. You see what I mean? I don't care who you are. If you're aware, that has to flash through your mind at some point. Damn, I don't want anybody to come running up in here on us. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling. And it's so random, but it puts that tinge of danger around going to church, which is unheard of. Think about it. Kids are growing up like that. And I can just move right on to the next one, schools. Dangerous now. Like, no, it doesn't happen every day but it's there. It's in the back of, it's not even just, the kids are dangerous. The teachers are dangerous. It's not just the wild shooter anymore. Okay. What's the next one? Oh, we got churches, schools, then businesses, right? Um, are businesses safe nowadays? I would say that's probably the safest thing out of the four. The businesses, and you can see what happens when there's a march or riot or anything like that. How that one pillar seems to be kind of more important than the other three to the powers that be. If you look at their attention to things, right? You see what I mean? Because they don't have National Guards in front of churches to make sure nothing happens, right? Or National Guards in front of school to make sure kids don't get shot, right? Now, I'm keeping it moving. Um, Families, a fourth pillar, right? Are families safe nowadays? You see where I'm going with this? Now, these are the four pillars of society: schools, churches, businesses, and families. Are families safe nowadays? Are families even together nowadays? Are families even together nowadays enough to be a strong pillar of society anymore? You see what I'm talking about? And if you all four of the pillars have crumbled or halfway fallen down on you, what what does your society look like? Hmm? What do you have? No, a broken society. Is that what the United States has become? Or is? It's time for us to open our eyes before it's too late. Party time is over. It's time for us to start building up. And like I said, what's the most important one? Family. Family's the key. Then we've got to get our churches back together. Get some good ministers out there, and there are a lot of good ones. Let's really flush out the bad ones. We'll make them better. Our schools need to be safe. Our kids shouldn't even have that thought about somebody coming in there and shooting up the place. Let alone one of their classmates or their teachers doing something crazy. Who knows, right? And I think if we got all three of those things right, we got people's heads right, businesses would naturally follow suit. But we got things backwards as usual, being the human race and all. But yeah, I was just kind of reflecting on that. And I'm Ramo Retrac, the baddest man on YouTube.